Morning, everybody! It's Sunday, and I've had an extra hour of sleep, which is always fabulous. Well, normally it's fabulous, but my sleep pattern's disturbed. I get headaches when I get up. You don't need to know that. Why do you care? Anyway, I bought a deck, obviously. Although I've been very good, actually. I've been writing down the decks that I would like, rather than just going, oh, I'll buy that. Because I've got birthdays and Christmas coming up, so I was like, I don't really want to be just buying. So this is a deck reveal, but you know, before I get into it. So yeah, what I've also been doing is writing them down, like I said, and what I'm after. One that I am after big time right now is the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. With the artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I've seen a couple of videos and I can see that it's a bit hit and miss, but I want it. I would like it, sorry. So I'm hoping either to buy it or hopefully somebody out there who's based in the UK is watching my video and has a copy and doesn't like it and would like to trade it. You never know. So yeah, I could obviously post in one of the Facebook groups that I'd like to trade it, but I'm shy, believe it or not. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone in the UK is watching this video and you have that deck and you're like, oh, I don't like it, I'll trade it, let me know. I have loads of decks. Some I'm willing to trade, some I am not. Anyway, moving on. Loose hair. Sorry about the absolutely shitey light. It's a grey day, so I've got the big light on as well, so it's not great, but anyway, I digress. So, this is the tarot deck. I cannot pronounce it. It is a Polish deck. So, this is the box. I've had to take the little white book out of the box because it doesn't fit. When I got it, I still have to, even with the cards, really have to give it some oomph to get it out. So, as you can see, the little white book was in there as well, but there's not an awful lot of room, so. Oh, they came out really easy that time. First time ever. So, Drogi. I'm going to call this the Tarot Drogi, and I apologise to the artist, and I apologise for my ignorance in not speaking Polish, but there you go. I speak a little Polish, no Polish. I speak no Polish. So anyway, this is the backs of the cards. So you do have a border. I have seen this on Instagram trimmed. My element tarot that I bought, I started to trim and I got bored after 5 cards. I do apologise, just rubbing my eyes. You can see that. I got bored not even halfway through. So that's gone back in the box until I can be bothered. It's not the end of the world. It was £4. I think I said £4 about that. So I'm not overly concerned, to be honest with you. But yeah, I realised I've got to stop trimming decks until I can trim that one. Stop trimming them because I'm clearly just bored. So I can't be bothered. It's not good, is it? But yeah, so you can trim this because the front also has the white border, but I can't be bothered. So I will show you all the cards because I want to. Simple. Whilst drinking tea. Got it from Asda. It's £1. Assam. It's quite nice. But it has to be hot because once it goes lukewarm, no. So here we are. So this is the 8 of Pentacles. You have the Polish and you do have an English translation on the card. I cannot read the white book, so I don't know if it sticks to the Rider-Waite-Smith system. Most of the images suggest yes, but some I don't. So this is the full card, and there is some absolutely beautiful cards in here. There is a very limited palette on colour, but there isn't, if that makes sense. It really, it speaks to me. Not literally, but it's just on that intuition level, visceral level. It's gorgeous. So this is the Magician, the High Priestess, absolutely stunning with the power pouring out of her hands. So cool. It is so cool. This is the Empress. Well, you can see where they are. I'm sorry. I do have a tendency to say that. Here is the Emperor. He's thinking. He's got 2 swords in the sun there. So So yes, the Hierophant. I love this Hierophant so much. I love it. The Lovers is a beautiful card. It's beautiful, and it reminds me slightly of I don't know how true it is to the actual story, but it reminds me a little of Pocahontas from Disney. I don't know why. I think it's because the man appears to have blonder hair and the lady has darker hair. And I love how the sun is on her side and the moon is on his side. That I like. I think that's very cool. Tea break. The Chariot. Love the movement shown on this card. It's got a real good movement about it. Justice. I really like Justice because, to me at least, she appears, or he, she or he, I'm going to go she, but it could be he, seems to be standing on a pinhead, or a tack head. And that awesome glow around the Justice figure. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Oh yeah. You probably can't. I really do need to get a better camera and not just using my laptop, but you've got the Phoenix and the child reaching out and they're all pulling each other round, and you've got the Mother and the Maiden and the Crow, and then at the end turning into the Phoenix and going back round. Strength. I don't know why I'm craning my head around to I'm trying to see. The Hanged Man I really like. I really like how he's kind of mummified, almost like a caterpillar, and there's the ladder, which is in reach. If he reached his hand, I don't think he'd be able to use it because of where his legs are, but it's in reach. The Temperance card. I think there's only a couple of images in the deck that I'm meh. That's okay. This is one of them. It's still beautiful, of course. The Tower, I love the Tower. It's like the guy's going, oh, sod this, I've had enough. But he's kind of deflecting. You see, it looks like he's deflecting, or he's created the fall. He's astro projected. It's very interesting. Sorry, I really don't want it gold. Sun card, I really like the Sun card. You really get to see that, the blacks and the yellows, and it's just so powerful. That's what I'm going with. The Stars, such a hopeful and beautiful card. I think she seems to be dusting the skies with a flick of her hand to create the stars whilst running away, or just going out on a jog. The World as well. I like the World. Judgment. Yeah, this is, I think, another one of those images where it's like, oh, it's cool, but it's okay. Sorry about that. I paused it so I could down my tea so you didn't have to see me keep sipping. King of Wands. Queen. So I'm very, very excited to use this deck. However, it's got to wait its turn. I am currently working my way through. I've decided to jot down what decks I'm using per week as I go forward, because I'm aware that I've got an awful lot of decks and not all of them are getting a fair try. So now I'm writing down, this, week 44, week 45. Obviously it's flexible because it's my life, but it seems fair to the people that created the decks and to my purse, because it bought the decks and they're just kind of languishing away in a cupboard. So I like this one. Seven of Wands is stunning. I mean, they're all stunning. I'm not even gonna, that's a word that you're probably just gonna keep hearing me say. It's like, that's stunning. It's stunning because it is. I'm debating at the moment whether or not, I mean, I think the images really do kind of show the meaning enough, but sometimes with the deck, you know, it's like, right, Three of Wands, right, what does the Three of Wands mean? So it means that, but I think with this one I'm just going to, because as much as I like to sometimes go on intuition, I am, excuse me, more often than not, especially if I'm reading for myself. Others I don't seem to have a problem with, but when I'm reading for myself, I'm like, right, okay, so this means this means this, whereas with others it just kind of goes, it's here, it's what it is. It's all very dramatized. Now, I love this one. I absolutely love it. So, I don't articulate myself well in videos, do I? Add a freaking log to the flame. I know what a flog is. I know what flogging is. Ooh, 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 ooh. Where are you going? Okay. It's so beautiful. I mean, I really have come to the realization that I have absolutely no particular taste when it comes to tarot decks. I'm not saying that I have decks that are tasteless. I just mean, you know, I love collage. Collage does have a special one for me. You know, I love collage. Turns out I love digitally manipulated, the Wizard's Tarot, you know, this kind of style artwork. I mean, anything really. If it speaks to me, I pretty much love it. Doesn't really matter what it looks like. Nine of Pentacles. This one is one of my favourites. This is the Seven of Pentacles. And you can just see all the jewels that he's got. And he's just dropping them and they're just turning into a dust pile at the bottom. That's good. This is very good. And the Six of Pentacles with the children playing. Sorry, it's a bit shaky. Five of Pentacles, I also love. She's completely just like stripped off and just wandered over to the curtain and the light is pouring through. It reminds me, this image, there's a deck, I can't remember what deck it is. I have done a video on it. It was a really bad deck, sorry, but I loved it, and it was AGM, and it had kind of like these scenic pictures, and then like these really awful digitally added fairies, and there's one where the room is dark and she's opening the door and she's completely naked and in, you know, silhouette, and it looks like that. It's a shame I didn't realise that before. I would have got the other deck out because that is in the other room. So, Pentacles. Obviously I'm not saying that, you know, they ripped each other off or anything. I'm just saying it reminds me of that, you know. I love this. Okay, I pretty much love them all. Shall I just like, I love them, I love them. Bit of a gloss on it. I mean, to look at them, they're not shiny, but when you kind of just tilt them slightly, you can see a little bit of a shimmer. They're tall and thin. Sorry, I've just decided to talk about the cardstock halfway through. Do I have a loose Scarabeo deck with me? I do. Does seem that I have one quite often. So, loose Scarabeo. So we are talking thinner by a hair, but slightly smaller in length. So that's the kind of medieval tarot there. Who is also on the list to be used. Okay, let's move on swiftly. So the King of Swords. I love that. Cardstock is really good cardstock, by the way. In my opinion, to be fair, because I think we all have our own preferences, to be honest. I mean, my Out of Fist tarot is paper, and I love that. Just, I don't know, I'm strange. The Queen of Swords. It's just so many stories. There's so many stories that just come to mind here. Like we've got the King of Swords here with a Pegasus. I I don't know their actual name, I just call them Pegasuses. It's just so many stories you could use. Page of Swords. Oh, look at that. So, it's not good. So I got this book off, thinking of books, Ten of Swords, because of the Ten of Swords. I got this deck off of eBay. I paid, how much? £7.99 plus the £4 delivery. So I didn't think that was too bad, actually. I have stopped in the habit of going on eBay as much because it was late night spending that was really crippling me. If I saw a deck under a tenner, I wouldn't hesitate. You know, I'd look at a few images on Eclectic and I'd be like, yeah, that looks good. And it'd arrive and I'd be like, eh. Eight of Swords. So I'm really pleased with how much more disciplined I'm being. To a degree. It's my money after all. And I do have more books than I do tarot decks. So books will always be my favourite thing to collect. I can't stop. I probably have close to 250, 300 books. It's been a while. They're all stacked in boxes. Much to my, I could cry. I used to have 4 bookshelves and they used to be everywhere. I had a whole room because when me and my husband moved into a house, it was a 3-bed house which we didn't need, but we needed somewhere to live, so I had a whole room dedicated to my books, my altar, my sewing. Feeling very nostalgic now. You always get more than you anticipate with these videos, don't you? Here I am trying to show you a deck, and then you just get my soul. But I'm not feeling hard done, but I'm very blessed and lucky to have a roof over my head. But you don't realise how much you miss your own place. And to be fair, it's because I don't have my own place that I've been able to go absolutely mental with buying decks. Because I shouldn't have, but I found myself with a bit more money, which should have gone into savings to buy a house. Buy a house as if I'm ever going to get there. Sorry. Anyway, Knight of Cups. That is awesome. I love it. Page of Cups. Would really, really love to know what the white book says, the little white book, but I did try translating it. There's an app on my phone that you can take a picture and it translates, but not very well. It was terrible. 2 of Cups is gorgeous. Did I say 2 of Cups? I meant 10 of Cups. So pretty. The 9 of Cups I really like. The child in the 9 of Cups, or the person, it could just be a small person, does look really bloated, like they're starving. Or it could just be that that's the way they were drawn, but that's what I see when I see it. 8 of Cups I just love. He's like trying to make his way up, well, downstream, and she's having to hold his hand so he doesn't fall. That's what I get from it, and I think that's amazing. 7 Cups. Just love the art. I really, really love the art. The 5 of Cups. So good. 4 of Cups. I'd love to know if anyone has this deck and their thoughts on it. I can't be alone in thinking it's beautiful. 3 of Cups. Look, he's got a bunch of flowers. That's so nice. The 2 of Cups. I like the 2 of Cups. I think that's nice. And then we have a lady riding a dolphin. So cool. And then we get to my favourite cards. I actually had these out because I Insta'd them. Follow me on Insta. My brother hates following me on Instagram. He's like, oh, you post his tarot stuff. So if you ever follow me on Instagram and you see film-related posts, sometimes that's for my brother. So I don't know what you're doing. So here is the Devil. Tasty. Really. Look at that. Just look at the detail behind him. And you've got the, here, got the people bound. Oh, there they are. You've got so much going on behind him. It's amazing. The moon. Take a deep breath. Here she is. Stunning. I leave that one till last because I actually think that's my favourite card. It's the Death card. This is amazing. What a wonderful way to show death, and she's just ripping off an old body. I think that's amazing. I think that is amazing. And then the Hermit. Look at that. Perimeter. And then finally, my favourite card out of the whole deck is the Nine of Wands, because you have this sickly person here who's being tended to by a nurse, his loving wife. She's being tended to by the angels. I mean, does that not just give you, like, feels? The angel's giving her strength so she can give him strength. That's what I get from that. And oh, really, really. So there you have it. There is the Drogi. There you go. You can't reverse it, but that's cool. Of course you can reverse it. You'll know. But there. So I am so happy with this deck, and I'd love to hear anyone else's opinions on the deck. Yes. And hopefully you won't be seeing too much more of me, because, as you know, I tend to just post decks, not anything of meaty content. Although, to be fair, that's what I love about YouTube. It's like, if you're in the mood for, like, oh, I just want to look at decks, come on, enable me. You know, just give me some, you know, you just, oh, that's nice, yeah, I'll add that to the list. Or if you're looking for something a bit more, you can have the really in-depth one. Oh, it's just, I love YouTube. I think it's great. So there we are. I've rabbited on long enough, and I will see you soon. Where's the stop button?